Yeah, what's up, ZERT Nation? I want to spend a little bit of time and talk about equipment and gear selection.
Hey,
And
I wanted to, before you get into that, I wanted to talk about ear pro selection.
okay,
Very easy, off and on. Just wanted to show you that.
yeah, that's pretty easy to take that sucker off and put
Okay,
them back on.
okay, put it back on. Ready, go. Whoa! Okay, go ahead. What were you saying about equipment selection?
Lord forbid there's a gunfight coming up that road. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I hear you.
I'm just messing with you. No,
If you're ever shooting an AR-15 or a shotgun, do you ever have that gap with that ear protection?
Oh yeah, yep,
Okay.
I do. I definitely do. So we've been talking about equipment selection, and what's really fun is we have varying opinions, and neither one of us is afraid to give that opinion. So if you want to hear us both talk a little smack, and then here's the nice thing, you get to make the choice because we're both so stuck in our ways, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. But holster selection or belt selection, tell me your opinion, why you're wearing what you wear when you're on the range teaching.
And I do agree with you 100%. There's no way I'm going to ever say that you're wrong, but personal preferences in certain situations, I'm more of a fan of whenever I'm teaching, I'm kind of sort of wearing the stuff that I'm wearing every day. And I have enough time whenever I'm prepping for a range to put a holster on. I've got magazine pouches here that I can just slip over my belt so I don't have to take my belt on and out off, whether they're pistol mags, AR mags. And to me, it's a little bit more concealable, a little bit more less identifiable. You know, whether I'm outside the waistband, I can still do outside the waistband.
Wait a minute. Watch
with the
this.
jacket
Watch how
on.
quick I can conceal this gun. And you would never know. You can't tell I got a gun there, can you? You'd never notice that.
Well, it's tan, so it's very, very highly concealable.
Yeah, so when I'm running around day to day, I either carry appendix or an inside the waistband.
Likewise.
When it gets to this time of the year, it's a little bit cooler than I'm wearing exactly what you're wearing. I got to tell you, one of the reasons I wear a battle belt when I'm teaching is because I do a lot of teaching. And I noticed I was having issues with my hips because of all my weight digging into it. And the other thing is, a lot of times I teach an AR class, so I've got to have 2 pistol pouches, I have an AR or 2, I've got a med kit back there, I've got a drop pouch, just because I hate trying to put stuff in my pocket. So a lot of extra kit. The other thing we talked about yesterday, I also like the fact that I can take this belt, if I have this belt laying beside my bed, if I get up in the middle of the night, I can quickly just throw this over whatever I've got. And even if I'm naked, I know you're probably having visions right now of slightly white and pasty looking dude running across the room with just a battle belt on, but
No comment.
really what I'm allowed to do when I put that on is all of a sudden I got all my equipment with me. So I'll tell you a quick war story. I know you like war stories. We're leaving one morning to go to take my wife to the hospital for a surgery. And at the time she had a Buick and the front lights moved back and forth. So as I'm backing out, oh, by the way, I'm carrying a gun and I'm going to the hospital, so I'm carrying an ankle rig, which is not the best way to carry a gun, but it is a way to have a gun when you can't have it somewhere else. I backed out, the lights turned, and there is a Boone and Crockett armadillo in our yard. And my wife looks at me and she goes, "Kill it." I'm like, "Roger that." I open the door, I'm reaching in my pocket, I grab my flashlight out of my pocket, I reach down, this is where it gets good, I take the holster off my ankle, and then I pull my gun out of the holster. I walk up and I kill this armadillo, and I come back, and Melinda looks at me and she goes, "You need to train more with that holster." So the point is, just like you're saying, am I going to carry this every day? Absolutely not. But when I put a gun on, whether I'm carrying an appendix or on my side or on your ankle, man, you got to train with it no matter what it is. So if people are going to go out and buy equipment, buy stuff that's comfortable that you can be in all day. I can wear this all day. When I hunt, a lot of times I wear a battle belt as well with different stuff on, rangefinder, things like that. One of the issues with the battle belt is if you're going to put it on the outside of your gear like I got it right now, the way I've got my setup is I actually have a Velcro belt that holds up my pants, and then this attaches to that. And I really like that setup. So what I lose now is I can slide this around a little bit. So I
did have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Based on these two configurations, and we used to wear the battle belt, whenever I was in the military, but your battle belt is not relying on that Velcro belt. It's there to assist you, but you can take that off,
Oh,
put a
yeah.
jacket on, and
Yeah,
it's still
yeah,
staying
yeah.
up. It's still, you still have
Yeah,
support
so
there.
the way this is set up, this is called our skirmish belt. This has a Velcro, and this one's been obviously used quite a bit. There's no padding in this belt. There's a stiffener, and the stiffener only goes to about right there. And the reason for that is I have a front-mounted rucksack, so when I bend over, this can squish up and I can still bend over. So this is a little different than most of the battle belts out there. If you see battle belts on the market that have these slots where you can slide through, and then you have mollies, so you can go in and out, like my belt is attached right to the belt, or my holster is attached right to the belt, not to molly, whereas my other gear is attached to my molly. If you see belts out there like this, they've copied ours, which used to bother me. Now I just know that, you know, they can't come up with their own solution,
Right.
so they copy ours, which is, I guess, kind of an honor. And it can be difficult to put on because you got to suck in your gut a little bit, and I can't see that. Maybe you could help me a little bit there. Oh, am I in there?
Yes, you are.
Okay, good.
Good job finally getting that battle belt on.
No, man, I think it's good. I think anybody, you know, you teach one way, I teach another way with our kit. When I do car classes, I dress exactly like you do. And I also I don't wear that shirt because I don't have one.
Right. Yet.
In my car classes, I change holsters quite a bit too, because I'll change guns. If guys are like, well, what about this? Well, I don't just go, well, here's what you should do. I go grab the equipment, put it on, and then I do what they're doing. Because a lot of guys are carrying appendix now, which is a different draw stroke, and it's a different way of, kind of a different mentality if you're going to carry like that. And then the other thing is I'll switch from a non-lighted gun to a lighted pistol, because when we do our light classes fighting around vehicles, I don't let them use pistol mounted lights to start with, because I want them to be able to manipulate their handheld light, because you may not always have a light on your pistol and it may go dead. Not usually, but that could be the case. So yeah, I'm constantly changing gear, and then I try to get a few reps in. One of the things that concerns me is if I have this on, I think about, well, what about how fast is my draw stroke? Well, when I think about what I would carry here, usually at this point, I'm not in a hurry to draw. You know, I'm in a hurry to get my stuff and get going. I was lucky on the battlefield, just like you. We had a bunch of our mates running with us, so if I had a malfunction, they're going to take up my slack anyway. So
Exactly.
a super fast draw is not really what we need to be thinking about. I think getting a sure draw is a more important thing, you know. So I'm very cognizant about getting my hand on the gun and then going through that. That's a whole nother story.
Gotcha. Well, maybe we can talk about that
Yeah,
in the
we
future.
can do that.
Yeah, sounds great. A lot of great information. 2 separate ways we look at solving the same problems. And for more great information, tune in at more videos at zertnation.com.
Instructor Yankee out.